This is 18-year-old bourbon, and tonight it's time to battle. Let's find out which one's the best. Let's get into it. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Pour Authority. I'm David, and thanks so much for joining me for my first video of 2024. Last year was a blast. It was my chance to start this channel, kind of get an idea of what I'm doing, put out reviews, do some blind tastings, and most importantly, build a community of other whiskey enthusiasts. So this year, we've got a lot of great things planned. I look forward to building and giving you guys the chance to come hang with us and ultimately grow this channel into something that's spectacular and really, really special. All right. So these two bottles, as you know, are from very well-known distilleries. We've got Elijah Craig here and the Knob Creek. This 18-year Elijah Craig, I have opened it and already tried it a few times, while the Knob Creek I have not. All right, let's go ahead and dive in. Here we go. The Knob Creek 18. Let's check out this nose here. Ooh, brown sugar, lots of oak and leather, cinnamon spice, a hazelnut, some cherry cola. All right, on to the taste. Wow, that's very impressive. I'm immediately getting the classic Knob Creek characteristics. This one's got some nice vanilla in there. The oak is coming forward. I'm not sure if I'm getting a little bit of a nut character that they're familiar with, like that peanut type of thing. It is a little roasty, like roasted hazelnut. But yeah, that's really solid. I know this bottle is 100 proof, and this other one here is going to be 90. So that's the first significant difference between the two if you just take a look at the bottle. Let's go ahead and try the EC18 on the nose. This one's got more of a dusty smell. Dusty, caramel, something's a little bit funky there. It almost smells dirty. I don't know if that's a glass thing. These are clean. I did hand wash them, but it's just like a really interesting dusty books kind of thing going on. All right, on to the taste. Very different from the Knob Creek. The oak seems to be lingering. Right now, it's really coating the top of my mouth, the back of my tongue here. And to me, this one's got way more oak presence. It almost takes over. I don't think it has as much complexity as the Knob Creek from the first sip here. If you like oak in your whiskey, that is really, really tasty. All right, going in for another sip. Knob Creek. I can see where some people say they prefer the Knob 12 versus the 18. Not only does the Knob 12 cost a lot less than this, but it doesn't have an over oakiness to it. But I can see how these are very, very similar to one another. That's really good. Going back into the Elijah Craig. That's so good too. This is really, trying to pick one of these is actually harder than I thought it would be. I've heard so many different reviews, and sometimes you read too much and then you kind of get yourself in this mindset that you think, oh yeah, it's going to be this or it's going to be that. And that's kind of where I'm at right now. I've seen a few other comparisons like this, but I just wanted to try it myself so I could kind of nail it down to the one that stands out the most to me and the one that I would prefer if someone offered this to me. Or if I was heading out to a bar and I saw both on the shelf, I would know which one to grab. This is a very, very close round. And I really don't want to have to pick one over the other because they have just some subtle differences in the flavor that make them unique and special in their own way. There really isn't a best or better one. It could be just the slight difference that you might prefer that night over the other one. But I'm going to go ahead and pick out the one that's my favorite. This Elijah Craig has some sort of bright note that I'm getting. And I think it really came out after the last sip of the Knob Creek It's like it pushed that spice level up, but it also added some alcohol burn, which is weird because this is a lower proof than the Knob Creek. However, I think it has a much richer oak presence, a little bit more vanilla and caramel, which is really, really nice. On the other hand, the Knob Creek has some spice notes to it. I feel like it's a little bit better smelling in the glass, and it just has a little extra oomph over the Elijah Craig. In conclusion, they're both so good. It's almost a toss-up. But I'm going to go ahead and give this one to the Knob Creek. For the same price, I think it's about the same price, about 160, 165, right somewhere in there. They both are really good. Unfortunately, the Elijah Craig is the loser tonight. Do I plan on putting these in other blinds and other tastings throughout the year? Most definitely. I would like to see these have the chance to compete with some other higher aged bourbons, whiskeys that I can get my hands on. All right. Well, hey, if you've got this Knob 18 and you haven't opened it, or if you've been looking for it, or you've been on the fence about it, maybe it's worth a shot. If you don't want to spend that much, I would just highly recommend you go to your local bar or find a place where you can taste it for a reasonable price, and then you make the decision if you want to buy it. All right, guys, that's just my opinion. I hope you enjoyed this quick comparison between the two bourbons here. I don't like to get too overly in depth with my videos. I don't want them to be super nerdy. I just want to give you my honest opinion. And if you like it, great. If you don't, great. Let me know either way in the comments down below. But that's going to do it for me. If you could do me a favor and help me get this year started by liking, subscribing, sharing this with friends, I would really, really appreciate it. This year is going to be a big one. I can see this channel growing, and there's just going to be a lot of fun things happening here. All right, guys, I'll catch you on the next one. Cheers.